Hello, everyone, and welcome to the last webinar in our series, Territorium's HEIghten, with official content from ETS. My name is Dr. Kiko Suarez, and on behalf of the entire Territorium team, we want to thank you for attending. Today, we're going to spend some time talking about the entire ecosystem that Territorium has built. And for that, I'm going to take a couple of minutes before I pass the floor to Gerardo Sainz, our CTO and co-founder, because I want to make sure that we cover a couple of interesting points. First, at the core of what this company is doing is the idea that learning happens everywhere. And with that in mind, Territorium has decided to create a comprehensive learner record that is certified by IMS and that would allow any learner to move to have the mobility, the portability, and a secure record with competencies and skills that could pass from system to system in a seamless way. When it comes down to K through 12, or in this case, higher education, any given process in the university could benefit from having a comprehensive learner record implemented. From the admission side, with a better and more efficient prior learning assessment, to the academics, in which students learn what they are learning from a competencies and skills perspective, to alumni, because after the students graduate, they will get a digital wallet. And I always say that you may change your phone number and your email, but you're not going to lose access to your learning record. So from an alumni management perspective, it's a very interesting proposition. And obviously from a career services perspective, because of the connection between competencies and skills with what the labor market wants. And beyond, because once you become an employee, those companies can actually use that same record and continue stamping, continue minting competencies and skills in your learner record. The way we envisioned this type of platform and ecosystem is all centered around a blockchain, secure, portable digital wallet. You can think of it as secure learner record that is portable, that actually is connected to what I call the minting system, which is our CLR system, and Gerardo will explain this to you, that is stamping and minting those competencies and skills as students make progress in their journey. In addition to that, the wallet is connected to a broader learning marketplace. And so while they are in college and after, learners can access multiple learning opportunities to continue improving and growing and having a better chance at landing the jobs or promotions they want. That digital wallet is also connected to the job marketplace, and as Gerardo will explain to you, our system is built around competencies and skills, both from the inside institution, from the outside. So we provide students the ability to check what is it that employers want and bring them job postings that look very much like them. With this, I just want to introduce Gerardo again. As I said, he is the Chief Technology Officer and co-founder of the company. And I am going to just ask him to begin this. I'm going to stop the presentation here and then I will continue. So Gerardo, all yours.
Thank you, Kiko. Good afternoon. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're gonna review basically the CLR features within the platform, and I will show you also an example of a digital wallet with some learning outcomes already created and uploaded with evidence. So, and I will also link or try to explain how this also um, will be related to HEIghten in terms of the skills and the sub skills that every outcome assessment can give us, and how students can also track this progress through their digital wallet. So this is a work in process we're doing right now with ETS, but it's something you will expect. So I'm entering to my admin site, my university demo admin site, and so sorry, my internet connection is it's slow. I'm not in the office. So you already know these sections: the administration section, the assessments, the configuration sections, but we've never talked about the CLR section. So CLR, what's a CLR? So he explained before, a CLR is a comprehensive learner record, and the main purpose is to track uh, the skills every student, every learner is developing throughout all the learning experiences. And the learning experience can be a course, or it can be an outcome assessment, an heightened outcomes assessment, or any other assessment. And we want to track the skills each student is developing, but not only tracking, um, but also having the evidence, or the support, which is the evidence on how or why these students have this specific skill, and in terms of learning outcomes. And I will show you, um, each statement can be related or aligned with different achievements. We call it achievements. And this can also be used not only for HEIghten, but you can also integrate your LMS through this platform and start tracking the learning experiences, courses, classes, the activities within the LMS, and tracking the skills that are being developing throughout all these learning experiences. So I'm introducing briefly learning outcomes. And these learning outcomes, well, we have as an example social skills. And social skills have different, we call them statements. And there are some statements that uh, are grouped to, uh, let's say, to have a skill or another type of statement that can be represented as a skill or a certification or any kind of outcome that we want to track. So in this case, for example, effective communication is our skill, and these statements are part of this main skill, effective communication. What we are going to do in a later step is to align or associate all these statements with different, we call them achievements, which are basically these learning milestones. It could be an assessment, it could be an, a project, it could be an assignment, it could be a test within a class. So this will be associated with different learning activities or achievements. That's how we call them. We call a learning activity. So you can do your own learning outcomes. As I mentioned before, we're working with ETS to have this, let's say, standardized learning outcome framework for all the HEIghten outcome assessments. You already know the skills and sub skills are related with each uh, assessment. So that's a work in progress that you will see early this next year. Um, we have, and we already know learning experiences because we use them for the administrations. But this learning experience has a broader meaning. Um, a learning experience for this CLR, for the CLR ecosystem, it can be anything in which a student, a learner uh, develops learning outcomes or develops uh, any kind of skill or competency. So it could be, for example, a class within your university. It can be a hackathon. It can be anything. And well, I will also, before uh, getting deeper, these learning experiences can also be synced with your LMS. So we have this integration section, which you can add your LMS, and this will automatically be linked with your LMS, and all the learning experiences. And in case of LMS, is a learning experience, basically a online course or a course, will be created automatically here with their achievements. And what are their achievements? They're basically all the learning activities within a course. But for example, in the case of HEIghten assessments, and achievements will be mapped as let's say a group of items or a group of questions that represent a specific skill or sub skill that is being measured within with the HEIghten assessment. So once we have learning experiences, we can then start mapping. Well, these are the achievements of learning activities. Sorry. So we can have different learning activities or achievements in different types. We have like assessment results. We have assignments. We can create our own here. But if you integrate your LMS, achievements will be created automatically. But you can create your own and start then mapping your learning outcomes or your statements within your learning outcomes with the different achievements or learning activities. So, for example, well, we have two types of, in HEIghten specifically, we have two types of achievements. The whole assessment, the whole, in this case, for example, the whole quantitative literacy assessment. And we will have, as I mentioned before, we have the skills and sub skills also available to make this alignment between the learning outcomes and the different achievements. And it's very easy. You just need to select a statement here, an achievement here. You can select multiples also. You can say, well, display feelings in appropriate manner uh, needs to be needs to be um, achieved, asserted with these both achievements, or you can have three or four, or you can only have one. In this case, no, I'll just leave it there. Once we have both sides selected, we just create the alignment between this statement within this one and this specific achievement. So you can also add more badges. We can do multiple webinars next year and start getting deeper into this. Um, and well, an important thing here also is once you have this, you can start tracking your learner's progress based on these learning outcomes. So, for example, well, this, I don't have any progress here. So we have critical thinking here. We have the different skills within critical thinking, and we can in this example, we can see engage the imagination to explore new possibilities. We can see we have two achievements aligned with these ones. And we can also see how students are progressing in this specific element or this specific skill or statement. Now I will show you the digital wallet. This is another example. Now, from a learner perspective, how they can start tracking also their progress, not only in one learning outcome, but in multiple learning outcomes, and start identifying which skills they are developing. Let me just connect me through my cell phone. Let me. They will download this digital wallet through the App Store or Android or iOS app stores, and wallet. And that they will receive also an email once you enroll a student within a learning experience with learning outcomes. So they can create their own account or they can use the account they've created to answer HEIghten tests. Let me get into more. Okay. Oh. Okay, sorry. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Password. Let me go some. Okay, sorry. It's Territorium.com. So once you're in, you can see these are different learning outcomes. For example, we have business management and it's market-driven skills. We can look deeper and see how each skill has been developed. In this case, I have just completed 20% of all the different statements within adaptability. I can see deeper and see ability to learn and adapt at a high level, and then I can see the different achievements or learning activities I've completed or I have pending. There are some activities that will send you directly to the LMS to answer. In this case, are achievements that are automatically synced with your LMS, but there can be other types of achievements, such as, let's say, a newly created achievement within the platform, and the student may submit evidence directly from from their digital wallet, and I don't know, upload any kind of file that will help support the assertion. So, this is in a very, very high level overview how students can start tracking their progress, and once they start developing and completing different skills or statements, they will and they can, within this design you can also align credentials and badges once the skill is let's say earned or issued, and they will start having this credential or these badges also available in their digital wallet. So this is just to the CLR, the other part of the ecosystem, and how this can also be applied within this whole HEIghten ecosystem.
Thank you, Gerardo. We are going to start taking questions. There's one question in the chat right now. It says, is CLR at an additional cost? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know the answer to that one, but you may want to say that. Yes, it is at an additional cost. And what I would say is, in this case, HEIghten students that have passed any HEIghten test have been issued a digital wallet as part of the assessment. So I think institutions are already benefiting from having their students carry a digital wallet with them that has those assessments, I mean, the completion of the assessments. But if you want to do more, as Gerardo showed today, and map it to institutional learning outcomes or programmatic learning outcomes, then yes, you have to buy the license for the CLR. Are there any other questions out there? It looks like there are no more questions now. So I am just gonna say one thing, and then we're gonna wrap it up. When you look at the different learning frameworks that an institution may have, you can have multiple learning frameworks, as Gerardo was saying, and you could start connecting the dots in those with the achievements of the entire school. What happens in class, what happens outside class, off campus, internships. So the beauty of a CLR is that you don't just do a transcript on one side that is based on grades and courses, and then some sort of other co-curricular report that is based on competencies. A CLR is comprehensive, and it includes everything that happens during the life of the learner while they are at your institution. And by virtue of mapping those achievements, those assignments, those presentations, all the things that students accomplish to specific learning outcomes, can be institutional level, program level, then the magic behind the scenes happens, and the system is basically creating this view of competencies and skills for the students to actually see what is it that they are learning and are able to do. So with that, I think we're going to move on and just thank you from the bottom of our hearts. The entire team is very grateful to you for now joining the Territorium family. And we want to wish you happy holidays. With that, we're going to end this webinar and the whole series. If there are any questions on this, remember, I can be reached at kiko.suarez@territorium.com. Thank you, Gerardo, once again. Thanks to the entire team behind the scenes putting this together, Daryl and his team. And happy holidays and happy new year.